Hey folks, do you want to support the Apocalypse Soon podcast? Go over to Patreon, YouTube, EddiePepitone.com, and we would appreciate it. And now, let's get into the show. Ladies and gents, boys and kents, welcome to Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside. And here he is. Well, he's not here, he's remote, but his voice is sultry, soothing, and beautiful. He's the man, the myth, he's the best, he's my pal and yours. It's Eddie Pepitone.
Hey everybody, it's Eddie Pepitone, and I am recording this podcast solo on the road. I'm going to ship it to Kevin, and Kevin will put it together with some nice sound effects. I'm on the road, but I am heading back to LA this week. I did all kinds of shows on the East Coast after doing Las Vegas. I think I saw a couple of you out there. My mind is a little fried. I've been resting for the last week, but I just wanted to, give you a little bit of an introduction. I think this is going to be a crazy podcast, not a crazy podcast in the sense that it's not going to be the usual coherence that is in the other podcast. I think me and Kevin pride ourselves on being linear. Linear is a sect of Mormonism. Being linear. Man, my one thing about being on the road is keeping your health together is a pain in the ass. Just with all the shows and the food, that is never great. But I did spend the last week recuperating in Woodstock, New York, which is my little piece of heaven, Woodstock, New York, where my sister is and my great friends are out there. A couple of them. I have great friends all over the place, except in slaughterhouses. I had one friend in a slaughterhouse, and you know where they kill animals and cows and chickens and turkeys. The cows and the chickens and the turkeys all got slaughtered. The cows and the chickens and the turkeys all got slaughtered. By the way, wouldn't it be crazy if they gave tours of slaughterhouses? They keep slaughterhouses and all these places where they raise animals in this cruel fashion. They keep them hidden. But what if they gave tours and they had like a Disney-esque type of singer? Like, hello and welcome to the slaughterhouse. I don't know if you see the cows hanging upside down, but we're a brutal society that gives you plenty of horrible things to eat. Anyway, so I'm on the road. This is such a batshit crazy podcast. And I'll be back in LA. Me and Kevin will be back recording. And I just want to give everybody a heads up that November, December, we definitely are going to have some podcasts going out there. But I am going to be tending to some how should I say this without giving it away, but tending to some issues that I'm going through. I know I'm being very, very kind of weirdly secretive. But anyway, November, December, I'm going to be a little underground, but I just wanted to give you a heads up about that. And I hope everybody's doing good out there in Apocalypse Soon land. The podcast with absolutely zero upside. And I think, you can tell it has zero upside just from this improvised introduction. All right, everybody. Talk to you soon and enjoy Apocalypse Soon, a podcast with no upside.
And now, guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
Well, hello everybody, and I want you to just let the weight off your shoulders. Just let everything fall away. You've been carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, the guilt about letting your mother die alone, the guilt about the fact that you watch too much NASCAR racing while jerking off, the guilt about the fact that you like to throw great big cinder blocks off of overpasses onto passing cars. You have a lot of guilt, and that guilt can be anything from not tending to a parent to throwing construction materials off of an overpass. So I think you understand that I'm just saying whatever it is. Let's say you strangle geese. Let's say that every geese you see, it just triggers something in you, the long neck of a goose, and you just go for it, and you're like, this is a message from Don Corleone, because quite frankly, you're nuts, and you've come to this guided meditation to get some relief. So let everything, no matter what you have done in your life, whether it's, I don't know, stick your knee in battery acid and then make someone you love clean your knee, and then they get the battery acid on it, on their hands, and then they have to go to the hospital, and you gleefully don't go to the hospital, but you make a London broil medium rare, just the way you like it. But this guided meditation isn't about London broil. It's about you letting all of the bad things you've done, letting them go. Just let them go. Let them go. Let them go the way your obsession, the woman or man you were obsessed with, let you go through a text or through an email. God, the digital age is so cruel, isn't it? Just let everything go the way you were let go by your workplace, the way they called you in to a room, security was there, they asked you to give the bathroom key over. You said, well, the bathroom key is just a code on a punch lock. And they said, oh, right, so forget about the bathroom key, but give your ID over. And you had to give your ID over. You still wondered why they thought the bathroom key was something tangible when it was a punch code. And you wondered, are these the people who have hired me? Do they even work here? Or are they people who are pranking me or punking me? Or maybe they're the practical jokers that we see on television, and they have a show that's been running for many years and no one knows why it's still on. And when people watch that show, Practical Jokers, they go, what the fuck is this? And comedians say, is that what it takes to be successful? And a lot of them will just quit then and go into construction or floral arranging. But anyway, I'm kind of digressing. What I'm trying to say is let everything go. Let everything go. Let everything go, like a child letting go of a balloon. Have you ever seen a child let go of a balloon? They start crying, but that crying is healing. So I want you to let go of your problems, your troubles, your parking tickets, your overdue rent. I want you to let go of all the letters you've been receiving from the IRS. I want you to let go of the fact that we live in a neoliberal hellscape that is so cruel and so inhuman that it's a wonder how any of us survive past the age of 3 days. Yes, a neoliberal hellscape. Breathe that all out with your first out breath. Breathe it out. The fact that the polarization of wealth just increases, and then self-help people proliferate in environments where there's no way to advance your economics. There's no way to claim your humanity. Everybody's doing guided meditations these days. Everybody's getting into it. As a matter of fact, since most companies take their work overseas, those people who are out of jobs in the United States, about 95% of them become guided meditation teachers. Some of them don't know what they're doing. Others are just trying to make enough money to get a can of beans that they can eat in their car while looking vacantly at children playing in a playground and that kind of thing. And now, with your first in-breath, I want you to breathe in all the positivity, all the absolute joy that this world has. There is abundance all around us. Hey, hold on, folks. Someone's got a gun. I'm doing a guided meditation about abundance. Put down the gun. All right, I'm going to continue this, but I am under threat. Okay. I said put down the gun, please. Okay, so just try to... What are you doing, a guided meditation? Yes, let me finish it. I used to do guided meditations. Oh, really? Were you in a car company that relocated overseas? No, it was plastic ball bearings. Oh, how did you do with your guided meditations? I never got the hang of it, but I found that robbing people... By the way, empty your pockets. I don't have any pockets. I'm in loose-fitting clothing. Oh yeah, that bullshit. I used to tell everybody to be in loose-fitting clothing too. You sound like my type of guy. You want to go get a cup of coffee, maybe a Kroller or a Danish? Oh, those are old school pastries. I know they are. If you want something more new school, let's get coffee cake. Let's get coffee cake. You said coffee egg. Well, I think I'm having a little bit of a Freudian. You said Freudian slip, not Freudian. Hold it. Are you okay? Well, I've been having some speech issues. Let me just finish off my guided meditation for my devoted flock. Okay, but you're going to have to find your money eventually. Well, I'm going to take you out. Yeah, but I mean, after that, I'm still going to rob you. Wait a minute. You're going to... Okay, let me just finish this up. Okay, folks, so with that last out breath, I want you to just see all the abundance in the world. I don't want you to see the fact that, robbery is on the rise. You don't have to say that, pal. Come on. I want you to see the fact that a lot of us are in danger, even though we're in meditation studios. That's it. What's it? I'm starving. Let's get a Kroller.
Thanks for joining us on Guided Meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Blues Sung by Dry Cleaners. The Blues Sung by Dry Cleaners. Here we go. Down, 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 down. Someone dropped off their clothes. Down, 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 down. I said I'm closed. Down, 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 down. They said, well, how did I get in the store then? I said, damn, that's a good point. So I had to martinize those clothes. Nobody knew what martinization was. And I was feeling burnt out from head to toe because I've been dry cleaning too long. I've been dry cleaning too long. He said, do you dry clean your clothes with eco-friendly chemicals? I said, that's a contradiction in itself. He said, what do you mean? I said, what do you mean? What do I mean? We went back and forth like that. I said, what the hell is going on? He said, I want to know if you use eco-friendly chemicals. I said, leave me alone. He said, what do you mean? That's a contradiction. I said, he said, you're off rhythm a little bit with the. I said, I'm doing the best I can with this blues. He said, are they eco-friendly? The chemicals, that is. I said, that's a contradiction. He said, what do you mean? I said, if you want, I'll get them clean. He said, why did you tell me you were closed? And I reached for my gun. It wasn't much fun being a dry cleaner here in Palm Springs. Palm Springs dry cleaning. I've seen many men get killed. Palm Springs dry cleaning. Oh my God, a guy named Will. You're just making a rhyme there, said the man. I said, I got a gun. He said, you're a vicious Palm Springs dry cleaner. I said, I ain't having no fun. He said, do you have eco-friendly chemicals? I said, that's a contradiction. He said, what do you mean? I said, what do you mean? What do you mean? We went on like that for 6.5 hours. I was even able to water the flowers. I said, I prayed to God. I said, God, I shouldn't have opened that door. This guy's crazy. I finally cocked the gun. I said, you better leave. We've been here for about 7 hours. And it ain't no fun. He said, that's an easy rhyme. I said, this is the first time I've tried a blues song about dry cleaning. He said, are we real? I said, baby, do you want these clothes modernized or not? He said, you're a bratty little snot. I said, now this bit has been 5 minutes long. How far can you push dry cleaner blues, baby? Well, at least you got a pretty good song. Now.
And now, checking in with Al and Margaret, the couple living inside Eddie Pepitone's head.
Ow! Ow! Yes, Margaret? Ow! Let me ask you a question. Oh, are you in one of your inquisitive moods, Margaret? Yeah, I am. Oh boy, all right, let me put down this sculpture of a duck that I was working on. By the way, Al, I'm starting to worry that you're making too many duck sculptures. What are you talking about? Well, I mean, you started about 30 duck sculptures. I know, it's just that I can't get the duck right. Why don't you do, instead of just 30 straight duck sculptures, why don't you do duck, 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 goose? That's a good idea. Where did you get that idea? I don't know, Al. It just popped into my head. But I have a question. What's your question, Margaret? Well, besides the fact, why are you doing so many duck sculptures? Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Margaret. I think too many people out there are shooting ducks, and it's bullshit. And I particularly don't like the way they trick ducks with these duck calls. It's basically a kazoo that they're using. I just don't like the duck hunters, so I'm trying to make ducks, and I'm trying to show them in a vulnerable position so that people will see ducks for the beauty that. Look, Al, it's too convoluted. Look, here's the question that I have to ask you: do you or do you not love me? Oh my goodness, Margaret. I can't believe that's the question you're asking. The answer is no. I thought you knew that. What? The answer is no, Margaret. I don't love you. Oh. Well, why would you ask that question, Margaret? You know why I don't love you? I don't want to know. No, you just asked me the question. The reason I don't love you, Margaret, is because you ask too many personal questions. But Al, you're the one I live with. I know, Margaret. Look, I don't mean to be cruel to you, but ever since I started sculpting ducks, I've realized that you're tertiary, that you're peripheral, that you're not as important to me as you're not my primary anymore, is what I'm saying. Oh, yeah? Well, why don't you go fuck a duck, Al? Hey. That is a cliche, Margaret. Yes, I know it is, but I've never been with a man who didn't love me. Oh, really? How about that guy Nick, who was the soda jerk that you slept with, huh? I don't know why you call him a jerk. He had a degree, Al. Yeah, he had a third degree burn. And let me tell you, Margaret, I call him a jerk because that's what he was, a soda jerk. Stop calling him a jerk. It's not a derogatory thing. It just means that he would make you egg creams. There are no more people who make egg creams in this dystopian world. Margaret, I'm gonna have to say this. Oh, God, I can't believe how this conversation is going. I'm just going to sing my favorite song, so maybe this'll all go away. Well, you know we're just a figment in Eddie Pepitone's imagination, right? You're not going to bring up that again, are you? Margaret, we are just a creation of the comedian Eddie Pepitone. You've said this so many times. Well, sometimes you're the one who says it. This time I'm the one bringing it up. So the fact that we're not real and Eddie is just talking to himself, go on. You've got me interested. Well, the fact that Eddie's just talking to himself, I mean, it felt like it would be a good idea to say I don't love you. Because I know it's not real. If I knew this was real, I would never say that. I would hide it from you. I would deflect it. I would say I do love you, yet carrying on incredibly torrid affairs. So I just figured, hey, let me say this because it doesn't mean anything. Oh, I see. I'm starting to feel a little better about everything. Well, you should. You don't exist. Oh, wow, thank you. Okay, Margaret, let me get back to the duck.
Thanks for joining us for another Checking In with Al and Margaret, the couple living inside Eddie Pepitone's head. And now, driving in the rain with Eddie Pepitone.
Rain started coming down. I didn't think it was gonna rain. I didn't bring my umbrella, and the wipers were broken on my Uber slash Lyft slash DoorDash slash taxicab slash limo slash bloodmobile slash Instacart slash Uber Eats slash Risk. I needed to make $180 on this shift, or I was going to be thrown out of my 3-bedroom flat. That's right. I was going to be thrown out of my 3-bedroom flat. A lot of people said I was living beyond my means, but living in West Virginia, in Appalachia, was very cheap. Unfortunately, I didn't live there. I lived in Los Angeles, and the rain hammered at my car like a carpenter on methamphetamine. The rain just hammered on my window like a crazed maniac who thought windshields was his dominant mother, his dominating stage mother. Did you know that Charlie Chaplin was Charlie Chaplin used to drive a taxi cab? That's right. Chaplin drove something like an Uber Eats just to supplement his income as the world's most famous actor. Did you know Douglas Fairbanks? The famous Douglas Fairbanks drove a little bit of a taxi before he got really famous. That's right. Fairbanks used to pick up people like Myrna Loy and Judy Garland and other actresses who had deep issues. Fairbanks was known for that. But I digress. As I have to tell you, I had to drop off a breakfast burrito for someone in Los Angeles who preferred to be anonymous. That's right. He or she didn't want me to know where they lived. As a matter of fact, the address was not showing up. My boss at Uber Eats said nothing, nothing, because there is no boss at Uber Eats. It's just an app, and if you try to reach a boss, you know what you get? You get bullshit. And the rain, it slammed into my car like someone who was in a demolition derby. That rain was not taking any defensive actions on this day. And I and I was driving with a breakfast burrito that was not going to any address. I was just feeling my way. I was using my instincts, and I would look at the people standing in the rain, the poor bastards who were standing in the rain like that movie. You know the one I'm talking about, Singing in the Rain or Blade Runner. Do you know that they wanted to combine those two movies and make something called Singing in the Blade Runner? It was about someone in the future who loved to dance with the top hat and be as happy as can be, dancing up walls like Donald O'Connor did and Singing in the Rain, but it was Blade Runner. So it was going to be Harrison Ford in the Donald O'Connor role, but I digress. All of a sudden, somebody in an elephant costume. Have you ever seen an elephant costume? Well, they were flagging me down. They were flagging me down with all kinds of flags. That's right, it was the Brazilian flag first, then Paraguay, and then it was Nicaragua, and then it was Croatia, and then it was Italy, all kinds of flags, and I knew I had to stop. And the person in the elephant suit, it had a female sound to the voice. She said, "I'm the one with the breakfast burrito, so just toss it here." I tossed the breakfast burrito toward the woman elephant. I said, "Why so anonymous?" "Well, the thing is I'm wanted in 3 states." She was wanted in 3 states. Well, if you're wanted in 3 states, why not a lamb costume? I mean, you're on the lamb. I would have done a lamb costume. And she said that was too on the nose. She thanked me. I wondered how I was going to get paid since it was anonymous. And she just handed me a 20 with her trunk. Apparently, before she got into the costume, she had slipped the 20 into the trunk, and she gave it to me. I took the 20 out of the elephant trunk, and she said, "If you're ever in the market for an elephant, I'm your lady." And I said to her, and I was being bold, I said, "You know, it's raining like crazy here. It's raining like everybody's in a mental institution. It's raining like nobody wants to take their Prozac. It's raining like people are just so deranged that they all Shutter Island 24/7. And I said, "What was your crime in those 3 states?" And she said, "Murder."
Thanks for joining us on another Driving in the Rain with Eddie Pepitone.
And now for another episode of The Newscaster who's lost his voice. Our top story. I'm sorry. Our top story. Nuclear war. Nuclear war has been declared. And, sorry folks. Nuclear bombs have already been dropped everywhere. Actually, I haven't lost my voice. This is fucking insane. I am the last person living on Earth, and I'm fucking insane. And I was just doing a bit how I lost my voice, because now I'm really starting to lose it. Not my voice, my mind. That's right, I've been losing my mind, so I'm trying to keep myself occupied with different little games. So that's the newscaster who lost his voice, and now here's the newscaster who refuses to get a vaccination shot. Here we go. I don't want the vaccination shot, but you need it. I don't want it, 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 but you need it. I don't want it. There you go, folks. This is what the deterioration of the mind looks like when you're the only person left on Earth and you're a newscaster. Well, our top story tonight. I am really going to hurt myself. I am really going to hurt myself. But before that, I am going to do my impersonation of a drunk clown who loves cats, but he has an infection. Can you follow that? A drunk clown who loves cats, but he has an infection. Hey, where's my red nose? Where's my red nose? Oh, hello, little pussycat. Oh, come here, little pussycat. Oh, don't jump up on my infection. Don't jump up on my arm. It's infected. Oh my God, I love Jim Beam. I love Jim Beam, and I love pussycats. Don't jump on my arm, it's infected, my little pussycat. There you go, folks. I am really losing it, but before I take my life, I would like to sing you just a little ditty about a dry cleaner who has lost his business due to the fact that he can't open the door to let people in, okay? Here we go. A dry cleaner who's lost his business because he can't open the door. There once was a dry cleaner who couldn't open the front door. That's right. He also was a crazy ass newscaster. He was the last person on Earth. That's right. People would try to get in his store. That's right. And right after this song, he may take a shotgun and put it in his chest. Or he may try to make a go of it as a dry cleaner. Look, there's a clown who's drunk and has an infection but loves cats. There's a clown who's drunk. Did you know that? Hello, I'm Charles Nabisco. Have you ever tried to combine too many premises? Well, I haven't. We have a cookie for that. It's just a cookie that doesn't make any sense. And our scouts, well, they're not Girl Scouts. They're parolees. They'll be coming selling them. And please don't use the Ring camera. This cookie it's just called the disgusting mess. I'm Charles Nabisco. Anyway, that's the news from me, Dan Jenkins, at the end of the world. Are you looking for a perfume that smells like shit? Are you looking for a perfume that will turn heads and make people vomit into their salads? Well, have we got the perfume for you, Pepetone? Eau de Pepetone is out now with a new scent. It's called Bayonne, New Jersey. Pepetone. Eau de Pepetone has refined its legendary scent from just disgusting to too bad I am still living. Pepetone, 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 Pepetone. Eau de Pepetone is so vile and so foul that when you put a little behind your ears and you put some on the nape of your neck, you will notice people dialing 911. Emergency. Emergency. Eau de Pepetone makes every day 9/11. That's right. Eau de Pepetone now comes in a beautiful, clear, plastic bottle that is made by workers who are tasered by their overlords. Pepetone. Eau de Pepetone, it's made in cruel conditions, and it's also made just for you. Pepetone, Pepetone. Eau de Pepetone is illegal in every state except Kentucky. That's right. Eau de Pepetone is available in any outlet in Kentucky, a bluegrass state. Eau de Pepetone. Just take a flight or a drive to Kentucky, and instead of quarter horses, you can be in possession of a perfume that will make you into someone to be reckoned with. Pepetone, Pepetone. Eau de Pepetone. It is now available in clear plastic bottles. You said that already. You said that already. Eau de Pepetone. Order now.
Well, thanks for stopping by the Apocalypse Soon podcast, the podcast with no upside. We sure do appreciate it. If you want to reach out, send us an email to eddypeppodcast@gmail.com. Go over to YouTube and subscribe to the Apocalypse Soon podcast, where you can get different individualized playlists with guided meditation, and driving in the rain, and all the sketches we do here on Apocalypse Soon. Go over to Patreon, give us $5 or $20, and you will show your support. And for that, we will get you this podcast the day that it comes out, plus some exclusive Eddie Pepitone stand-up clips as well. Go over to eddypepitone.com, where you can see when he's coming to your town. And until next week, thanks for stopping by the Apocalypse Soon podcast, the podcast with no upside.